I was one of the millions of people that were watching Monday Night Football last week. The game between the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals had a lot of playoff implications in it. It was a big game. It was probably one of the biggest ones in the year, because if you looked at the playoff standings before last Sunday, they had a chance to be number one in the AFC, both teams. Playoff seeding is very important in the NFL. If you can get number 2 and not number 3, it's big, and that's why the Cincinnati Bengals were hoping to win this game. And me being a Joe Burrow fan and a Jamar Chase fans, and if you're not from Louisiana, you're like, why you like them too? Every Louisiana person is a Cincinnati Bengal fans if the Saints lose, which unfortunately they're not making it to the playoffs. They lost against the Panthers yesterday. No shock. Yeah, when I talk about Temple Bay always pulling it out, the Saints, they always find a way to lose it. They play 3 good quarters and they lose the last one. I don't have a sports podcast, so I gotta let it out right here. Anyway, but when the Saints ain't in it, Cincinnati's our team, is because of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, former LSU national champion players. And that's one reason why I was watching it. I had nothing else to do Monday night as well, and I was watching this game. And ladies and gentlemen, around 5 minutes left in the first quarter, Damar Hamlin got hit by T. Higgins and just collapsed after getting up a few minutes. And ladies and gentlemen, watching this, I know this isn't political. This is some big news, and I felt like I wanted to touch up on it. I think people need to talk about this still. But Damar Hamlin gets up and just falls, and they go to break. It's like normal. And you're thinking this. I'm like, oh, I wonder who got hurt. I didn't even see Damar Hamlin fall until they did a replay. And when you come back and you see a group of guys hovering around a player, the injury is bad. There was only one other time I seen that, and it did involve an ambulance. A lot of people wondering, like, before this, well, we never saw an ambulance on a football field. I have already. I've been watching football for almost 20 years. And I was just like, it's bad. But when you started hearing the reports that this man died on the field, is essentially, you're just like, wow. And I started praying and started calling people, and they did rush him to the hospital. Now, I'm going to jump to the end. Damar Hamlin is doing well. Last time we heard, he went ahead and posted on his social media account. He's breathing on his own. They took the breathing tube out, and he is starting to talk. He did wake up, and the first words out of his mouth was, did we win the game? And look, that's like an athlete. Don't get me wrong. Athlete gets hurt, and they're knocked unconscious or something. They're like, did we win? Oh, did we win? And the doctor, rightfully so, said, yes, you won. You won the game of life. You conquered death. And Damar Hamlin is doing well. Thank goodness. But ladies and gentlemen, this whole Damar Hamlin thing has caused a lot of controversy with the NFL. It rose up conspiracy theories, and ladies and gentlemen, almost a sports commentator got canceled because of this incident. Why? Well, let's start off with Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless, I seen the tweet. I follow Skip Bayless on Twitter. And Skip Bayless made a tweet out where he was saying, first off, it wasn't just one tweet. A lot of people are focusing on this one tweet with Skip Bayless, like saying, oh my goodness, this was the only tweet, this insensitive man. But there was a tweet before where Skip Bayless was like, wow, I've been watching football for a while. This is a serious injury. Please pray for Damar Hamlin, number 3 of the Buffalo Bills. And it just, it started off like that. But then Skip Bayless comes out with a tweet that's saying, look, I don't know how. And as a sports fan, you wonder, I wasn't thinking that, but if you watch Skip Bayless, before I continue on to my point, this man is diehard sports. I heard this man on his podcast say that he told women that he dated, listen, you're dating me, if we get married, don't expect kids. Don't expect me to be home a lot. And look, compliments to this man. At least he told them what they were getting into. He says, sports is my life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do politics, but you also know I do Brothers Just Searching. Politics is not my life. I got a wife and 3 beautiful children. I set time to do these podcasts, but my wife and my kids are the most important thing. If I need to stop a podcast, I will record the next day. I'll do something if it was really important for them to do something or for me to be there somewhere. But anyway, back to but Skip Bayless is sports. That is Skip Bayless' mind. He's been doing this for years. I'm not trying to defend the man. I'm just trying to give y'all a picture of this. But Skip Bayless went ahead and he made this tweet where he was talking about how can the NFL postpone this game? When can the game get responded? And even at the end of the tweet, he said, this is irrelevant to what's going on right now. Just his thought process. And ladies and gentlemen, I never saw Twitter jump on a man so fast in my life. I was seeing this, and there's millions upon millions of tweets. And it goes to the point to where even Skip Bayless's own co-host, Shannon Sharpe, openly said on Undisputed, the show that they shared together, that he wished Skip Bayless would remove the tweet. Now, when I read the tweet, I didn't think of, he's being insensitive. He just made out a talking point. But ladies and gentlemen, the people that want to cancel Skip Bayless. Now, I did learn something about the cancel culture, though. I did learn something about cancel culture watching 2 days later, because Shannon Sharpe, and I'm not going to speculate why he wasn't there on that Monday episode, or the Tuesday episode, of Undisputed. I think it was because of the injury, because if you listen to Shannon Sharpe in his opening monologue of the Wednesday show, he said it brought back flashbacks of when his brother was laying on the turf. And he just couldn't handle it. And look, being a football player, I never played football, but I can understand football players saying, "Look, we don't want to go into the work the next day." That's a brotherhood right there. I understand all that point. But even Shannon Sharpe came out and said he wished he tweeted, and he didn't want to be. It was just, and Skip said, "Look, I'm not going to delete the tweet. I stand by what I say. I don't know how they could have done this." And like I said, I learned something about cancel culture though. When they start throwing darts at you and you stand your ground, they usually back off. Why do I say that? Just in that, Shannon Sharpe publicly said on TV, which I think was stupid, you need to go ahead and make your difference in private. Hey, look, we agree to disagree. We're not going to talk about this. But Shannon Sharpe just threw his pin down. All right, let's start, and wanted to stop the conversation. I learned so, and look, Phil Robinson and multiple other people that have faced cancel culture, when they say we're not backing down, they normally don't. And when they say we're not backing down, usually the cancel culture says, well, we can't, there's no use of it no more. Now, the story has died down with the week, but Shannon Sharpe tried to, I don't think Shannon Sharpe was trying to cancel Skip, but there was a lot of other people that say, hey, Skip is insensitive, Skip is this. Look, he was speaking his opinion, people. I wasn't thinking about the postponement. Me personally, this raised another question, which I can lead on to this. A lot of people was wondering why the NFL did not postpone this game right when it happened. Why did the NFL take almost an hour to postpone a game? It was clear that that these players didn't want to play. And ladies and gentlemen, there was even rumors that the NFL said, y'all got 5 minutes to warm up and get back on the field. And the coaches were like, no. Now, the NFL has come out and said, we didn't say that. We don't know where that rumor started from. But ladies and gentlemen, from the jump, it looked like they were going to postpone this game, which I'm glad they did. I think the NFL did a right call. Do I think NFL got pressure to do it? Absolutely. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is a multi-million, billion-dollar business. Monday night, man, that must bring in a lot of money to the NFL. But the NFL ultimately did the right thing. Now, they also went ahead with this. They canceled the game entirely, which now leading to playoff implications. Now it's going back to football, since we know Damar Hamlin is fine and well. Now, they also had a controversy that did the reason he collapsed. That's what we're going to close out with. The reason that Damar Hamlin collapsed was some reason because of the virus, or it was because of the vaccination. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Damar Hamlin dropped suddenly on the field, and that was because of the vaccination. And I caught this from reading Twitter. I was like, wait, what's going on here? There were people right after he dropped that were putting in their minds that this was connected to the vaccination, the COVID-19 vaccination. No, it wasn't. I'm just gonna be look. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was look. You had. I used this. I was in a conversation. I was asked about this today, and I was asked about it a couple of days ago when they were asking about these conspiracy theories. And look, there's a documentary out there called "Die Suddenly." I watched it, and there's some things I agree with it, but at the same time, it's this incident didn't even tie to that. But you have people going on there saying that this was because of vaccination. Ladies, like I pointed this out to somebody early in the week. T. Higgins is a 218-pound man. This man does not have, to my knowledge, an inch of body fat. And look, this is how the NFL has got. Look, I remember being young, watching offensive linemen being big and huge, and it wasn't that they were big and huge, like built. They were fat. I'm not trying to fat shame anybody, but it's just true, and I can't. Look, I'm fat. But, these people were huge. But now they're starting to get slimmer and more built. Look, I used Cameron Jordan, for example, as a defensive lineman for the Saints. This man is huge because he's built. But T. Higgins is a tight end. Now, he's a fast tight end. He's one of the biggest tight ends in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. And this is 218 pounds of muscle. Hitting another player dead in the chest. Literally, just hit him dead in the chest, right in the middle. That's why that man's collapsed like, not because of no vaccination. And look, I know I got some people that believe that, and I'm sorry if I disagree with you. But if you look at it, you hit somebody hard enough in the chest, 9 out of 10, their heart's going to stop. That's why you do chest compressions, get their heart back. Think about it, okay? The thing about it is, a man got hit in the chest. They did chest compressions on him. If you do chest compressions or CPR on a person to revive them, you can break their ribs. I've taken a CPR class already, and I know how to do it. And they always said it. Look, you might break somebody's ribs because you're putting so much force to start that heart and to break the chest, to push the chest cavity against the heart, or break the chest cavity to pump the heart. I'm not a doctor, but ladies and gentlemen, this man got hit with a lot of force. I don't know if somebody did the science on it or what, but you get hit by a 218-pound man dead in the chest. There ain't no vaccine or anything like that. So on that point, I didn't take the vaccine. I told people they can do whatever they want. I didn't trust it, and that is my choice. I don't advocate for people to take it or not to take it. But ladies and gentlemen, people that come out and say, "Oh, this show," look, I've seen videos, people explaining. There was one guy I was watching, this guy who was like, "I have close sources to the hospital. He's not doing good." And maybe like an hour, 2 hours later, after watching that video, somebody was like, "Hey, he's breathing on his own. Hey, he got it. It didn't mess up his brain cells." Look, we should stop trying to make a conspiracy theory out of everything, and just stay hold to the facts and see what happens. That's how I like to run this show. But ladies and gentlemen, this man got hit in the chest. And look, on my final note with this, and then we're gonna go ahead and call it a day, and we get to go and do work or wherever we listen to the podcast at. This was a tragedy. And like I said, Monday night, I was watching this game, and I never seen nothing like this in my life. But thank God that a life was not taken that night. See, look, I'm a big football fan. I love the NFL. I love college ball. I like football. My boys are starting to get interested in it. This was an eye-opener, though, because I saw the world. I'm going to quote my dad. My dad said, "This game ain't that big of importance no more." Some people live by this game. As I mentioned, Skip Bayless earlier. Skip Bayless says, "I live by sports." Ladies and gentlemen, there's people that live by football. Football is their life. Football is everything to them. But Monday night, when you saw someone get hurt that bad, football didn't care. There was no care in the world. You saw Sports Network stop what they were doing. Heck on sports. We're not going to cover sports. We're going to worry about a human being. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what life's about. Life is not about a game. Life is about your loved ones. Because think about it, okay? Because we need bringing this point out, like T. Higgins. I talked about T. Higgins a while ago. Imagine the man that hit him. What thoughts he was going through his mind, hitting a fellow human being. T. Higgins' family, not T. Higgins' family. But T. Higgins' family too. But Damar Hamlin's family in that press box watching their 24-year-old son or sibling on that field, not moving. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I like football. I love football. But I don't let it, I used to, but I don't let it rule my life no more. Because there's a lot more important things. Look, even bring it to the broad spectrum of this. I love politics. I love talking about politics. Politics isn't the politics ain't the most important thing in the world. It's spending your life loving the people you love and also loving Jesus. And this is why I pray for Damar Hamlin. I don't know if this man was a Bible-believing Christian. I don't know. But if Damar Hamlin would have passed away, unfortunately, he would have went into eternity. And the scope of football won't fix that. That's why on this show, I tell you, if you want to know Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior, email me at theCajunConservative5@gmail.com, and I'll get back with you, and I will let you know how to make Jesus your Savior and heaven your home. Because one day we're going to leave. And look, all them football players make multi-millions of dollars. But one day, all that's going to be gone. And we're going to have to spend eternity somewhere. And I hope it's heaven.